Hello, I'm Matt.
I'm Sonja.
And welcome to our Life the Show. We are doing, again, something different than we usually do, more in our podcast style. But the idea today is I am going to be interviewing my wife. But before we get into that, just quick reminder, we are still running our contest until the 1st of May for a $25 Amazon gift card. And as I said in the last video, to enter, all you gotta do is comment down below on any of the Our Life the Show episodes that are aired between, well, the last one and May 1st, and say that you're interested in the gift card, and please share the video around because we will only be giving the gift card out if we reach 200 subscribers by May 1st. So that's 200 subscribers by May 1st, so make sure you share, subscribe, comment below that you're interested in the contest, and help us get to that 200 subscriber mark so we could give you guys something back for all of you, for everything that you guys are doing for us. So now that that's out of the way, on to what we're doing today. As you guys know, if you've been around our channel for a while, I've done a few interviews with various internet personalities, YouTubers, etc., and we'll have an iCard somewhere to one of those videos. Today I'm deciding to do something similar, but instead of interviewing some random YouTuber that will most likely throw my email into a spam folder, yeah, I'm on to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and interview my beautiful wife here. This will actually probably be part of a 2-part series, depending on how this video does. And while I am interviewing her and know a lot of the answers to these questions myself, it's more for your entertainment. So, Sonja, are you ready to be put on the hot seat?
Just one moment, I need to add, I am kind of a random YouTuber, and two, are you sure you know the answers? Are you sure?
Maybe. If I don't, then there might be some problems.
Divorce.
But let's get started. I know how your childhood was, obviously. And obviously, when I do these interviews, that's usually kind of where I want to start. So just tell me what your childhood was like. Stuff that we haven't talked about on the show before.
My childhood was pretty awesome. I remember going outside a lot, waking up at 9, being outside until like 1 o'clock for lunch or something like that. Growing up with 3 siblings, got picked on a lot, but I think I was the closest with my brother. Then it was my middle sister. Now we're like all close since my father had passed away. I have a lot of cousins. I had a lot of play dates, and a lot of my family today, they like stopped talking to me. Kind of, I don't know what happened, but we're kind of just separated. I guess the only thing bad in my childhood, I guess, is just getting bullied from some family and mostly school. And I guess I grew from that.
Well, so this will actually lead into my next question. Growing up in school, or just your childhood in general, is there any particular story or time that sticks out in your mind as being particularly embarrassing or, I guess, just a general bad time? I tried to see what I worded it as over here.
General bad time.
Just a general bad time that you remember growing up.
That's kind of a big question. Well, I'll say I don't really get embarrassed. Like, I don't really care what people think of me. I'm my own worst critic.
As am I.
Yeah. I don't think there'd be any real bad thing that happened besides like death in the family. Like that, I'm so used to that now. It's like, holy crap. There is this one story. I was in 8th grade and I was messing around with this boy, and I walked over to this kid, and as a joke, I like stomped on his back. Not hard, it was just enough. Well, it made him fart. And I just was like, what the hell? And I just kind of put my book back and ran to my seat and didn't look at him. Thankfully, it was like the end of the day, but I was just like, apparently the pressure from my little stomp made him release his gas.
Well, I can honestly say that's happened more than a few times even since then, for me. Not that anybody needs to know that. We'll probably get into some of those stories during my interview, who knows. Story?
Yeah, since you've kind of reminded me. When I was 3 years old, I, And, like, the trailers, they used to have this thing called the tongue. Like, at the end, how you drag a trailer from place to place. If you ever seen, like, can't talk. A house trailer that you live in.
Like
in
hitch?
Like a trailer park and stuff like that. Well, we used to play behind it and play, like, store or, like, oh, what do you want today or whatever. Well, I was behind it. And I was trying to climb over it, but I slipped and I hit my head right on the tip of it. And all I remember is just like looking up because I fell on the ground. And my mom was outside hanging clothes on the clothesliner. And all I remember is her coming over and she's like, oh my God. And I started crying because it hurt. I had blood and tears all coming down my face. She went and got my dad, and we just went to the car and booked it to the hospital. I don't know why we didn't call an ambulance. Probably just because my dad probably could drive quicker. But yeah. So I had like a towel on my head. You probably can't see it, but I have a dot. That's a chickenpox mark. And a line on my forehead that is from the 3 stitches that I got. And my second scary story about that, I guess, would be more scary for my parents, is when I was 6 years old. It was on my dad's birthday. Great, happy birthday. I was in we had, like, this building, and it had, like, 2 levels. There was, like, this high roof, and then there was, like, a drop-off where my dad made, this little, like, closed-in area for my rabbit, and there was, like, a big cage in it, so we used to have a rabbit. Well, there was a window on the roof, and we were playing hide and seek, and my siblings were on the higher part of the building, and I was like, I want to get up there too. Like, no, you're too young, we shouldn't even be doing this, blah, blah, blah. So I was on the second layer, I don't know, it was like, here's the roof, here's like the back layer. So I was on this window, this built-in window so the sun could shine, and we could open it and have, like, the rabbit have extra air and breeze coming in. Even though, like, we had, like, a tarp that was there. Anyway. So I got mad and I was like, I want to get up there, and I stomped my foot. Well, when I stomped my foot, it went through the window. And I kind of fell on the ledge, and I sat down. Well, basically, I didn't really I did sit down, but basically I fell that my butt landed on the side of the railing. And my leg was cut up to see the bone, and I got a little scar on my hip. Like, I got cut on my hip also. My hip had 3 stitches, and I had 26 in my leg. 6 years old. And I didn't cry or anything. I didn't cry until I got stitches because the stitches hurt like hell. But I just remember staring at my leg like, what the hell is that? Because I didn't realize it was my bone.
So, you mentioned living in the trailer. Something I myself very briefly lived in when I was younger. Did anybody ever give you any sort of blowback or any issues because you lived in a trailer? Because I know that
trailer trash.
Because I know a lot of kids, when I grew up, would bully certain kids for that, living in a trailer park or being poor or whatnot.
Not really, because, like, I think it was more common back then. There was a couple kids on the bus that would start crap, but they were, like, not very nice people, so we didn't care.
So, one of the things that I know about you, and that our viewers don't know, is you actually, during your time in high school, went to a sort of trade school. Mm-hmm. Care to explain what you went to the trade school for, and maybe talk about your time there a bit?
I went to this trade school because before you go into it, they give you, like, a tour, like, oh, if you're interested in stuff, there was, like, criminal justice, cosmetology, car shop, and culinary. And culinary is what I took because I've always wanted to own my own bakery / cafe, but it's very hard living where we do. So, anything that was, like, cooking related, I took. In high school, there was 2 courses called Food Nutrition and International Foods, and I took both of those, and I loved them. And, like, just furthering my career, I guess. Well, yeah, because doing a trade school, you're guaranteed an employment because they give you a certificate at the end that's like, you're ready to be an employee of this trade or whatever. But I never fulfilled that just because I didn't have a car. But it was There was some drama, like everything, because I mean, there was like 4 different schools in one building. But I did make some new friends. It was pretty awesome. I stayed in touch with a lot of them. I say to anyone, like, even if you know how to cook or don't know how to cook, if there's like a weird class or something, take a cooking class. It's really fun. You learn a lot, and it's just like you get to meet new people.
So was there anything that you learned in culinary that you, I guess, was like your favorite thing that you made during that time? Something you make now, even? Something I'm not aware of that you probably should make?
Excuse me? Okay, well, I don't think I have a favorite thing. I haven't made it, but I've seen it made a bunch of times. It was like cheesecake and, like, a roll cake, I guess. I think they made a pumpkin one, and, this one girl, she was one of, like, the teachers. I think she was making it for, like, an after-school meeting. She just kind of made it for them. But she called it a Heath roll, which had, like, chocolate, caramel, toffee bits, and stuff like the Heath chocolate bar. And it looked pretty tasty. I didn't try it, but it looked pretty good. But, yeah, basically a roll cake. I actually saw how to make one, even though I know something. Rolls. Like, not rolls. Those were fun to make. What?
Wait, rolls,
okay.
not rolls?
No, like, not as in K-N-O-T, not rolls. I don't think I'm saying it right, but twist tie, not rolls. I just don't. It was like a little...
Kind of like a croissant?
Kinda. It was like a cross or something like that. Not like hot cross buns like that. I don't know. Like, we twisted it and wrapped it, and we made a bunch of those for Thanksgiving and Christmas, because we used to do luncheons there for, like, the whole school. I can tell you a couple things I didn't want to make ever again. Apple pie, because we made so much, because we would donate them to, like, old folks and old folks' homes and stuff like that. And there was, like, thousands of apple pies, and we would do it for, like, a month straight in October for, like, Thanksgiving, or just, it's the fall. And the other 2 things would be potato salad and carrot cake. Potato salad, they made me do it until everything was perfect. I never messed up on it, really, except for, like, here, there was, like, something was a little off, so they made me do it until I perfected it. And I was like, I don't want to see potato salad in my life ever again.
Which is a shame, because it's been a long time since I've had a good potato salad.
I made you one before, but I had to, like, look up a recipe, because it's been so long ago. And carrot cake, because... I made that a lot, and there was one time where we didn't have a grater at the time. Like, we had one, and we basically, there's 3 kids making 3 separate cakes. So, basically, one person would use it, and then we'd have to wait until it got cleaned or something like that. I don't know. I think there was one period we didn't have one, and then we only had one. But anyway, I had to sit there and dice carrots really small. And they're like, you could grate that. I'm like, we don't have a cheese grater. And they're like, yeah, we do. It's in the back. I'm like, are you serious? So it made it a lot easier, but everything was a pain in that.
So, we've actually gone over on this show quite often our life after we got together and our stories and stuff. Mm-hmm. So for me to even go back into your past, there's not, I guess, too much else to really say before I met you, except for your other boyfriends. Now, what were your previous relationships like, or do you have any memories from them?
Well, of course I have memories. Alright, well, the first one was, I met him in my culinary class, and we were good friends. And I had a hunch that he liked me, and he just got out of, like, which is funny, kind of. His girlfriend was my friend in culinary, and I knew they were dating, but they broke up, and they were separated, I guess, broken up for about a month or 2, and we started talking on AOL a lot, and he's like, I got a secret to tell you or something, and I'm like, I think I know that secret, and he's like, but yeah, he's like, I think I know that secret, and he goes, do you want to guess? I'm like, you like me, don't you? And he's like, yeah, I do. I was like, aww. Okay. That relationship, it wasn't really, nothing really bad happened. I just thought he was really clingy. Like, it took me a while to kiss him on the lips because I was like, I wasn't really a prude. I was just really scared because I never did it. And I was just like, And then I was just like, why am I so scared?
Meanwhile, first date, am I right?
Well, it was like 2 weeks to a month that we had finally kissed. And I was like, what the hell? Why was I scared? And we went to each other's proms. It just got to a point where he just kept, like, we used to chat every night, but I see him every day. He would start calling twice a day, and I'm like, why don't you just call me at night so we can talk? Like, if you call me now, what are we going to have to talk about later? And I was just like, I don't think I love him. Like, I love him as a friend, not a boyfriend. We dated for 3 months. And I was just like, at the point where I'm like, I think we need a break. And ended up in a breakup. I mean, I'll admit, I was kind of a bitch. I broke up with him via phone. So I was like, oh, let's take a break. And then he's like, we kept talking. He's like, it doesn't sound like a break. It sounds like you want to break up. And I'm like, yeah.
Trust me, compared to some of the women I've had to deal with, breaking up with someone over a phone is just classy. So,
well, here's the thing. We broke up over phone. I saw him the very next day. So technically, it kind of was in person, but not in person, because I saw him like a few hours later.
Well, there's nothing wrong with, I mean, yeah, you saw him the next day, but I know that there probably was some nerves and maybe a little fear of actually doing it in person, so it's not, to me, it's not a big deal.
I was like, sorry, like, we can still stay friends, and I gave him a hug and stuff, so it's like all the emotion and shit was there, and my friend was picking on me. He's like, you broke his heart, he's gonna cry, and I'm like, shut up. This was like another guy too, not a girl. And I'm like, I already feel bad, but I just knew, I'm like, this is just puppy dog love, first relationship, and I was like, I don't love him like I thought I did. Puppy dog love kind of thing.
So we'll just move on from that. Like I mentioned just a minute ago, we've mentioned a lot of the stuff that we've been through together on this podcast. So, out of things that probably haven't been mentioned, I mean, I can't even remember everything we've talked about. What would you say from our relationship is probably one of your favorite moments? Again, that we haven't talked about, because I know the wedding, birth of our son, outside of some technical aspects there.
Well, I'm going to be cheesy and say, like, every moment has been really fun, because before you, I didn't do much. Being the last kid sucks.
Well, you can always give an example here. Like,
I was about to!
Okay, like, I'm saying, what do you mean by you weren't able to do much? I guess probably where I'd...
Never traveled outside of New York State. Never went to a zoo.
Never traveled across the world.
Yeah, I don't... Like, yeah, we went to Japan. We went to Louisiana. Like, rode a plane. Never rode a plane. Never rode a train. Like, I went to a couple concerts with my brother, and not much else.
What would you say, I mean, seeing that you brought it up, what would you say is probably your favorite concert you went to?
Oh, that's a toughie. It would have to be, either Warped Tour, the first Warped Tour I went to, which I can't remember the year right now, maybe 2007, or...
If she remembers, we'll put it here. If not... Keep going.
Well, I remember I was going into 9th grade. So I think that is 2007. And the other one would be Mayhem Fest. I was a 10th grader going to 11th grade, I think, in that one.
All right. So, you and me, we started this podcast idea that evolved into our YouTube channel, Our Life the Show, and eventually branched off into your own content, spooky findings, and other shopping content. And by the way, these are all on our page. We'll link what we can, if I remember, down below, etc. What made you decide that you want to do, like, shopping-related content and things like that?
Well, it started with, like, even the first year, like the third time we went to Spirit Halloween, I wanted to record because a lot of people haven't really seen it. Like, my sister's like, oh, I want to go. I'm like, then why don't you go? It's not that far away.
And to clarify, there is a lot of spirit Halloweens. But where we live, they are not very prevalent. We only have a few of them within like 2 hours away or so, at most. So...
Yeah, because one is one way, the other one's this way. But the place we usually went had 2 locations open because Party City closed in our area. So we're like, yeah, let's put up Spirit there. But yeah, I started recording that, but then I was just like, I don't know. I was like, last year, I was really into Halloween. I mean, I'm into Halloween every freaking year. It's my holiday. It's my life. Like I said, like Halloween is not just a holiday, it's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I was just gonna do it as, like, a Facebook thing, but then it just kept blossoming, and there was, like, a lot of places, and you're like, let's just do it. Let's go a few places and record and stuff. I'm like, alright, I'm down. Because you wanted to do something in entertainment yourself, and we basically, like, did our own thing. Like, you did the interviews, I did the shopping, like, it started off with Halloween because it was my favorite, but I'm like, fuck it, let's do all the holidays, and it's just been fun to do, and some of the feedback's pretty awesome.
And I'll put a little story here, might go over it a little more in my interview because I don't know what Sonja has planned for me. When she started doing these shop with me type videos, my plan was to do something similar with my game collecting hobby. But I didn't quite have the balls to record in the stores. I'm gonna say Sonja has a lot more gall in that circumstance. I was always afraid of getting caught or looking awkward because I'm sitting here trying to record. That being said, I'm gonna put it down there. If anybody's actually interested in something like that, maybe I'll give it a look in the future.
You gotta be sneaky and just basically... I get weird looks sometimes by customers. I'm just like, what do you want?
So, with that in mind, is there some sort of end goal you have in mind for your YouTube career or for what we are doing on YouTube? What, like... I know what I want to do or what I want to make the channel, but in your mind and your vision, what would you want the ultimate goal of the channel to end up being?
I like what I'm doing. I would like to incorporate more, like, how-tos, like with my cooking, or some craft things, because I'm not that crafty, but I try. The end goal, I guess, is just, like, something that we can make some profit of. Like, right now, like, we do it for fun, and I would continue doing it for fun, but it'd be nice to, like, get rewarded for our hard work, I guess.
So, of all the videos we've done so far, and quite frankly, when I looked at it not that long ago, I was surprised at how many videos we've put out so far. But of all of those videos, is there a particular one that we've done that you think is one of your favorites?
The Salem one and the pregnancy one, because I think that helped me a lot. I mean, yeah, it wasn't a video, it was podcast, but it, I think, helped me. And I hope it helps others. Like, please check it out. I'd really like feedback. Well, not... I don't know. I like to discuss people with, like, whoever had a baby or is thinking about getting pregnant or is pregnant. Like, I love talking to, like, moms and stuff like that to see, like, their opinions, if they had any experiences like me, or, like, if they need help with anything. Like, I'm not no great person. I know all the answers. I'm struggling as I am too, but I think I'm a good mom most of the time.
So, while we have our viewers here, maybe they might have clicked off the video by now, you assholes. But if you're here, you're not an asshole, so thumbs up. But while we have them here, is there anything you want to say to them directly?
I just want to say thank you for tuning into my videos. If you have any suggestions of what you want to see or what stores, well, hopefully if I have them around my area, what stores you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below.
And I think I'll jump off of that also for something I actually did want to say at the end of the video. These are like the show things. They're scatterbrained. As you guys can tell, we do some of these podcast-style episodes mixed in with more, I guess, entertainment style, as I want to call it. Vlog style. I'm really not sure what you call it. If you guys have any ideas for the show, anything we want to discuss, or anything you think we should try to do, let us know also in the comments below. I know because of the way this video works and how people watch these, there won't be any comments except for Eric P. Thank you for watching, by the way, dude. Anyway, last thing, one more reminder. We are still doing that contest. May 1st, 200 subscribers. Comment below and share the video if you are interested in that giveaway. Anything else you want to add before we close this out? Close this out.
I hope it wasn't too boring for you. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them.
Well, thanks for watching. Next week, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how this one does. And if it does okay, then next week, Sonja will be interviewing me. If not, we'll have something else planned for you, but make sure to tune in next Friday. Thanks for watching.